good evening. You're watching IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 11. I'm Ritvika Gupta. Today we'll be discussing the big ideas when it comes to investment strategies for 2023, financial literacy for entrepreneurs, and the increasing role of technology when it comes to investment and trading. In the first segment, I'll be chatting with Sonam Srivastava, founder Wright Research, and in the second segment, my colleague Jaya Rai will be in conversation with Hemant Rustagi, CEO, Wise Invest Advisors. Thank you for being with us here, Sonam.
Thanks for having me, Ritvika.
So, the theme for this season is Ideas for New India. So I'm going to kick this off by asking you, what are some of the ideas or investment strategies, for 2023 which investors need to look out for, especially when they are considering, investing in a volatile market to, for better risk-adjusted returns?
Definitely. So yeah, like you rightly said that, this year could be a little volatile and there is a slowdown of growth across the world. So in this time, I think, what investors should do is, follow a systematic approach. They should have a dedicated strategy that consistently invests for them. And if you talk about investment strategies, I think investing into the momentum factor, which is the trend following factor, or the value, right?
Yeah.
Value is something that would, I think, dominate a volatile time. People will be looking for undervalued companies.
Right.
And I think that would be a good strategy to follow.
Nice. Sonam, at this point, I also want to talk a little bit about your company, Wright Research. Tell me, what was the idea that led to the formation of an advisory firm? How did you have that idea?
Definitely. So I sort of, I've been in the industry for more than 10 years, even before I started. And, I always had that entrepreneurial passion to pursue something on my own.
Yeah.
And, when I saw, I had a previous organization shut down before I started, and I saw the market and I saw that nobody was doing quant at scale, and I thought it's a great opportunity for me to do this. I'm really passionate about it, and it gives me a lot of room to experiment and do exciting things. And obviously, when I started, I didn't have that focus on the retail segment, but when the pandemic happened, we saw the whole growth of retail investing, and we saw that growth come to us as well. Yeah.
Nice. So I also want to understand algorithmic trading. I think it's all about automated buying and selling of stocks. But what, according to you, is the potential of algo trading in India?
Definitely. See, algo trading itself is already very predominant in India. You have more than 50% of trades in the overall market happen through algorithms, right? And algorithms make our lives easy, right? They're not taking away anything from anybody. They're just adding skill sets to the traders. They're giving you better prices. They're giving you better participation, and they're removing your biases.
Right.
So it obviously has a lot of scope. And if you compare India to the global market have a much larger penetration of algorithms. So India has a lot of room for growth from here, which is very exciting for us here.
Amazing. I'm also keen to understand how investors are taking to technology and this AI type of environment that we have, because there might be a bit of challenges in terms of adapting to it. They might prefer a human interface. How do you think, in psychological terms, how do you think this will pan out?
Yeah. So talking about this, investors, we have a lot of investors who are coming from tech background, right? The new age of investors, they actually do prefer, technology-driven investing more than the traditional way.
Yeah.
And I think, if you look at the traditional way of investing, people typically, an investor or a manager would come and give their call, right? It is one person's analysis or, one person's discretion.
Yeah.
But when you follow a AI-driven or a machine learning-driven algorithm, there it's a very transparent thing, right? So I won't say, I like this stock or I found this stock interesting. I would say that these are a number of factors. This is the numbers. It's much more transparent, right? It is much more understandable to the end user. which is I think something that a lot of people appreciate. Right? It's not like, it's my call. It is a very well defined way, which is not at all black box, but very, very transparent.
Right. Then there's also momentum investing that's picking up steam. What advice would you have for investors to really leverage this strategy?
So momentum investing is something again which got a lot of momentum in 2021 and the bull market that happened, right? So that was, and we also do momentum investing. We have our largest set of investors who follow that strategy. And momentum investing is something that works very well in India, right? Because India has gone through these large bull phases, right? So momentum has worked. Plus India is an emerging nation, so very, very dynamic. Things change very rapidly. So that's why a dynamic strategy like momentum works really well. And it's not a very complicated strategy. See, momentum investing means picking up trends, right? That's it. You have to pick up price trends, and that is something that people can do, through themselves. Try to identify stocks that are seeing growth, and then you have a number of advisors like us who create these strategies for people, and we offer them at a very low cost in a very transparent fashion. So that is also something that people can do.
Right. This month we are also focusing on a lot of women-centric interviews, because of Women's Day. So I wanted to also understand, do you think there is a lack of women entrepreneurs in the fintech sector or India's finance industry? And because it's been, predominantly a male-dominated sector, what is your take on that?
No, definitely. So not just in the fintech industry, but in the broader finance industry, and obviously in the startup space, there is a very less representation of women, and I think that needs to change because on Women's Day we were doing this analysis that women themselves are much better investors because we are risk averse. We we tend to think for the long term. We want to safeguard capital, which makes us generate better returns in the long term. So if women were educated and they knew what opportunities are out there, I think they could be excellent investors, and we need to be empowered to make better decisions.
So what would your advice be to the women viewers of our channel in terms of giving them some investment tips?
Definitely. So I would tell women to, that they tend to typically go to safer options like an FD or gold, or, not even investing, relying on somebody else. What I would tell them is that, you have a good investing nature because of, your inherent conservativeness and, your long-term vision. So just educate yourself on what opportunities are out there, because there's some amazing opportunities out there in the market, right? That's why we are all here. So if women educate themselves and they use their own inherent nature to invest, I think they will generate much better wealth and they'll contribute to their family's growth and well-being, right?
Finally, as we wrap up this interview, tell me, what is the road ahead for Wright Research? What are your expectations from the company in the years to come?
So we have sort of seen a little bit of growth, right? From where we started 3 years ago, but there's a long way ahead for us. So we want to continue to grow, our reach to the wider audience. We want to democratize the access to these amazing strategies that typically only the 1% has had access to the greater masses, and enable their wealth creation journey. And we love working with these quantitative products, machine learning, AI, and data-driven investing. So we want to work and do exciting stuff in that area. We might also go and take this out to larger institutions and high net worth individuals through a PMS. So a lot of exciting things happening with Wright Research.
Amazing. Well, that was really insightful. Thank you so much, Sonam.
Thanks a lot for having me.
And on that note, it's time for a quick break here. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned.